You've probably seen it. Some random Etsy seller making 20K off a single listing. And you're like, how? Meanwhile, your own products? Barely getting clicks. You tweak the titles, change the thumbnails, maybe even drop the price. Still, crickets. Until you fix that, your shop's not gonna get far. Low traffic, no traction, zero momentum. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm breaking down exactly what tech accessories to sell with print on demand and how to design them so people actually want them. This is how you get found, how you start converting, and how you build a store that actually sells. Let's start at the top. The sellers making thousands, they've absolutely nailed 3 things. First up, the product. This should be a no-brainer, but you've gotta be selling products that people already want. That means no guessing, no hoping, just data. Here are 3 quick and easy ways to spot what's trending. 1, Google Trends to get a general direction of the trends. 2, eRank to see more precisely when a product is trending. And 3, the Printify Catalog for what's hot right now. But now let me ask you this. What's the one thing that rarely leaves your side that you're probably watching this very video on? Yeah, your phone. Phones aren't going anywhere, and everyone needs to protect their phones. But the case is, they should say something about you. That's where we come in. Custom phone cases. That's your golden product. Want to bump that order value? Bundle it. Add a matching charger or an AirPods case. Feels like a steal to them, means more profit for you. And if your audience is a little more techie, think mouse pads, desk mats, Bluetooth speakers, smartwatch bands. If they use it every day, you can make it custom. But even with the right product, if you don't know who you're selling to, you're gonna miss the mark. Let's fix that. It's like dating. You don't show up to a first date with a slideshow and a sales pitch. You ask questions, you pay attention, you listen. Same with your buyers. Now obviously you're not texting them heart emojis, but you do need to be where they hang out. Instagram, Facebook groups, blogs, forums, subreddits, lurk, listen, ask. The more you're around, the more you'll get them. How old they are, what they care about, why they're buying, what jokes they're in on, whether they're bargain hunters or bougie splurgers. Once you know them, you'll know exactly what to design. Now this is where your shop goes from meh to must click. The best sellers, they're not just throwing clip art on a case, and I know you know that. They're creating for someone specific. So, what's trending right now? Well, a lot actually, but some notable themes I've been seeing on Etsy: stained glass effects, girly collage aesthetics, and food-based patterns. But here's the real secret. One design trend works for almost every niche: personalization. That's the moneymaker. Your first viral product might literally be a photo of someone's dog. You turn it into a cute collage phone case with their pet's name on it, you just made their day and secured a sale. Let me show you how to build that right now. All right, so we're gonna start right here in Canva, and I'm gonna show you how to create this cute kind of custom photo case. It's gonna be that girly collage aesthetic, which is really popular right now. So ideally, your customer is going to send a photo of their pet, of their baby, whatever you want. You can really twist this into any niche, okay? So for my purposes, I'm simply going to use a stock photo, but you would take your photo from Etsy and you would just drag it into Canva. So let's find our Chihuahua here. And we'll just find kind of 3 random ones, and you can choose how many photos your customer sends you. I like this guy here. He's pretty sassy. Okay. Now we're gonna take each of these photos and I'm actually going to create them on separate templates just so we have more flexibility later in the Printify product creator to move them around as individual elements. So for each photo, I'm gonna simply change the background color here just so we can see better. For each photo, you are going to remove the background, okay? Now I chose a dark background. We can see that it removed it quite well. Ideally, your customers will send you a photo with a lighter background just so Canva's AI background removal tool can better identify the element that we want, which is just the dog in this case, okay? Now we're gonna give it, I'll make it a little bit bigger. We're gonna give it this kind of sticker effect here just by giving it an outline, which is really simple to do. All you have to do is go to Edit, find the shadow effect, and select Outline. Okay. Now, right now we have it selected as a black outline. We're just gonna change it to white. Now I'm selecting white because this is under the assumption that my buyer has a darker phone, okay? If they have a white phone or a lighter colored phone, then you might go with that black outline. You can maybe choose a color. Really think about your customer's phone as well. Let them know in your listing as well. Okay. So we can change the color of the outline. We can change the size of it. I kind of like that default size. And we can change the intensity of it, or kind of how bright it shows up in the background there. So we'll keep it at full intensity here. Now we're just going to repeat this process for all of the pictures. So now I have my sticker pets. I'm gonna add in just a couple more elements right here from Canva, just to kind of give it more of that collage effect. And this is really flexible. I went for that girly kind of pink and bows, but you can do this for any elements, any style, any niche. So let's add a page, and I'm just going to search for pink bow. We're gonna take this up a level. So we're already offering a personalization option with the custom photo stickers, but let's add another level of personalization. We're gonna give them the option to add their pet's name to the phone case. So I'm actually going to add the text layer in the Printify product creator, just so it automatically goes from what they input on Etsy into Printify. But so it can be seen better on the phone case, I'm gonna make sure it has like a little bit of a background. So I'm just gonna find another element. And this will be used as the background for the personalized name, okay? Now, again, I mentioned this is really kind of a flexible style niche. You can really apply it to anything. So I went ahead and made another example, just a different dog this time, but you could do it with babies, you can do it with friend groups, you can do it really with anything. So just an example of another dog, you can do different elements, you can do flowers or floral or more kind of like a leafy vibe. It's really flexible. So now, I'm going to download each of these individual elements, and we're gonna do it with a transparent background and make sure that it's a PNG as well. Okay. Now I'm going to select only my Chihuahua elements here, okay, and download. Okay, so now we're gonna bring each of these elements into the Printify product creator individually. And I'll simply find those in my downloads here and drag and drop each one in. All right, now I'm gonna move them around, kind of play around a bit until I get that collage vibe that I'm looking for. Now I can drag and drop each layer individually. I can resize them. I can rotate them. So we're just gonna play here. And in the right side panel here, we can actually reorder our layers if we need to. So I've placed my dog stickers now. Now I'm going to play around with each of the graphic elements here. So I don't want too much blank space here. So I'm simply going to duplicate my cherries and bows and then just fill up the gaps here a bit. Now, for the final touch here, I'm going to add that personalizable text layer. So in the left toolbar here, we see this personalize button. We can click personalizable text, and now our buyers can input their pet's name or whatever text you want. So we can move it around, and the text, we'll call our Chihuahua Oliver. Oliver seems like a sassy chihuahua here, okay? And we'll set a character limit. We'll say, I usually go between 12 and 15 for names specifically. It really depends on the product and the space you're giving your customer. Now, I'm gonna move my name here a bit. I chose this kind of pink piece of tape element as the background for my text. So I'm gonna layer it over just like that, and I'll make sure it kind of fits in there, okay? And I'm going to change the font. We'll explore here a little bit. Something that looks a bit scrapbooky maybe. Okay, this is cute. We can make it a little bit bigger. And we can also change the color of our font right at the top toolbar here. Now we can play around, drag and drop a bit. We can also choose this color picker, which I'm actually going to use that. Let's experiment just so we have some similar colors. I see that that's too light. Maybe we'll go with this kind of brown. Still kind of hard to read. Let's just go with white. I think that'll pop nicely. Just like that. The reason why I did individual elements for all of the stickers, when you're selling phone cases, you're most likely gonna be selling more than just one phone model, right? So I'm gonna select all of them here. And now you'll see that I've been designing for the iPhone 12. Let's go up to the iPhone 16, for example. We see that the size has changed. And now some of our elements are cut off a little bit. Now, if you have a pattern, it might still work, but for cases like this, we see here on the iPhone 15 Pro, for example, this little chihuahua here, his face gets cut off, and we don't want that. But since we have individual elements, I can simply click Make a Specific Design for this model. And now I can take this element and I can move him a little bit. We can make him a bit smaller like this, and we can move our bow here. So we can move them around a little bit to match the specific phone model better. Okay, now this still looks okay. We can move this, and we'll see, note the text here, it's also moved a bit. We'll move it down. And now if someone orders an iPhone 15 Pro case, the design will still match and it'll fit, okay? So we'd have to go through and kind of check each one, but that's why I like doing those individual elements. Okay, let's take a preview here. Well, this is super cute. Now you'll see that we have a dark phone as the example, so the white outline here really pops. I almost could have maybe made them a little bit thicker here just so you can see it better. But now keep in mind, if your customer has a white phone, you'll want to make the same style, the same graphics with just a black border or a darker border, maybe a different color. Now, I mentioned something about collections. Phone cases are a really good place to start. But again, if people use something every day, you can customize it. So as an example, let's create a desk mat to go along with Oliver. Again, you can have your buyers submit a picture. Now, I've already uploaded one here for our example, but here, now we can have Oliver, sassy, sticking his tongue out. We can have him floating in pink clouds. Now, it's not the same exact style as our phone case, but it's the same aesthetic, the same vibe, okay? And one more example, let's say we also offer a mobile phone stand. You can have your customers submit a picture, add it, and if you click this Fill to Placeholder button, it'll go all the way over the edges. So you can see how I practice these kind of three things we talked about, right? I have the right product, phone cases, plus other options to bundle them with. I know my audience, they're looking for this kind of girly aesthetic vibe, and I went for a trending design, this kind of collage style. So it's really as simple as that. Practice these three things religiously. Right product, right buyer, right design. Do it again and again and again. It gets faster, it gets easier, and before you know it, you're the one with the $20,000 listing. Want to know which niches never go out of style? Click here and let's keep building.